Jake Lamar. This is his third time at Festival America. Jake is the author of numerous books, including a series of detective novels set in Paris, Rendezvous 18th and
Ghost of Saint Michel.
Ghost of Saint Michel. Jake, what is great about this festival? Why do you like coming to it?
One, it's very well organized. Some festivals are very chaotic. This one, they've really got it down. The list of writers invited is always very impressive. Some of the most prominent American authors are invited to this festival. And there are a lot of panel discussions, opportunities to meet the public. The people who come here are very enthusiastic. They buy books. They're excited to meet the writers. It's just a good ambiance all around.
And do you have a chance to meet and talk with a lot of the other authors?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, there are a lot of restaurants that are made available to us, and we have some downtime. And yeah, I've made a couple of really good friends through this festival. Percival Everett, a writer based in California, I really got to know him here back in 2004. I've gotten to see writers I haven't seen in years. Ethan Kanan, a writer I hadn't seen in 13 years. He's been invited this year. We've already done 2 panels together today. Yeah, it's that's a big part of the appeal, is connecting with writers from back home.
Could you tell us something about your latest book?
The most recent book is called Ghost of Saint Michel. It's the second in what I imagine to be a series of roman noir set in Paris. My books are really more about suspense, intrigue. I like a story that moves.
Well, there's a lot of humor, too.
And there's a lot of humor in my books. My idea was to create a series of books, thriller-ish books set in Paris. And I wanted the reader to be able to pick up any book in the series without necessarily having any knowledge of the other books, and that each book would stand on its own. But if you read all the books together, you get a whole picture of a universe. And so Rendezvous 18th was the first book in the series. The protagonists of Rendezvous 18th don't appear in Ghost of Saint Michel at all, but some of the secondary characters in Rendezvous 18th are the main characters in Ghost of Saint Michel. So I like mixing that up that way.
Now, I thought I recognized some people that I knew in Paris in your books. Was that just an accident?
That could be possible. I mean, all characters are composites. You take something that you heard someone say once, mix it with something somebody else said another time, throw it together with someone you knew from your past, and then elements that are completely imagined. But that's the case for every character. There's really no character I've ever written who's based scrupulously on anybody in real life.
Your lawyers will like that answer. Now, I know you have to get over to the big tent where they're selling books. Before you go, could you just tell us what it's like a little bit in that big tent?
I do a lot of these festivals. There are a lot of salons du livre in France. One of the things I love about France is that it's a nation of readers. And somewhere in this country, on any given weekend, there's probably a literary festival going on somewhere. There are some festivals where you're sitting in your stand with the other writers, and people will come up to you and talk to you about your work, talk to you about their desire to become writers, ask for your autograph on a little piece of paper, take your photo, take up your time for 20 minutes, and then not buy a book. That's very frustrating.
Yes, it is.
This is not that sort of festival. It's a festival where people come up, they're enthusiastic, either they've read some of my books before, or they're discovering my work for the first time, but they tend to buy the book. They don't just want to talk. And that sort of enthusiasm, that sort of real, genuine interest is very gratifying.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Jake Lamar.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.